Welcome to another Tableau tutorial video. Today we're going to be building our first dashboard. And I'm going to try and touch on a couple of key tips that have helped me as I've built dashboards. We've already gone through and we've built our worksheets with the various elements, and now we want to combine them together. So we've created a dashboard by coming down to the lower right hand corner. There's a full square with lines in it. Press the plus. Now that we've got our dashboard, the elements, the sheets that you can pull over are all listed here. We're going to start off with this first item called Dashboard Title, aptly named. First thing that we notice, coming over here to our Dashboard Title screen, it does not have the dashboard title. We've already hidden it. But when we bring it over to the dashboard, the title still shows up, or shows up again. Just right click on the title heading title, hide title. There you go. First tip: hide the worksheet titles. Now we're going to bowl over. You can see the little thumbnail pops up. What do we want? We want to bring this one over. First thing you see immediately is the title comes over. We want to hide that. And all the other quick filters show up. We don't always want those. Often we don't. We're actually going to get rid of the crime categories because I know what I want it to look like. Here's the other tip that you can do, is you can right click and you can change the type of filter that it is right there. And I think we're going to keep that. Now I want to move this I want to move it down. See if it's going to let me do that. You can see now that it's going to be on the bottom half of the screen. And that's what I want for now. I'm going to adjust this up. Now I want the historical average. I'm going to bring that over. You can see where it would drop if it's going to be in the middle between the two, on the far right, on the left. So we're going to put it on the right. Once again, here's the title. I'm going to hide that. It's going to be a recurring theme. You can readjust the box. Next item we want to bring over is this other historical item, where it's highlighting where will it drop in. Will it drop? You can even drop down below the 13%, in between the 13 and the single bar, or on the far right which is where we want it. Resize it so these categories and scroll bars disappear. And finally we've got, I want to put this down on the bottom, so I drag it down to the very bottom and you can see it fills up the bottom third. And you'll just have to play around with where that goes. Scroll down here, be aware of sizing. Make this a little bit bigger so the scroll bars disappear. And all of those quick filters are now up here, which is not what we want. One thing we're going to do, this is a performance. You can now, under more options, you can change it to floating, which allows you to move it anywhere you want, which is really nice because then you can overlay it on an existing graph. Okay, measure names, we don't want that. Year, don't want that. Here's another one that's date, don't want that. Crime categories, don't want that. And actually we're going to change this also to a floating. And now watch what happens. It should expand a little bit. Oh, it didn't expand. That's okay. We're now going to left click this, try to make this to stretch out and fill out the entire section. You have, under fit, you have a couple options. Standard, which you see there, fit the width, fit the height, or the entire view. That's what I'm going to do there. All right, so there's essentially your first dashboard. If there's too much space, drag that up there. We've talked about hiding the titles, changing from floating to just snap to grid so that it fits in here. Now one thing I do want to point out is on this chart here is tooltips. Very helpful, but they can sometimes be a little confusing or disruptive. as I'm scrolling or mousing over these various items, I already know what the daily average is. You can see it's already labeled down here on the end. I don't see the historical average anywhere, and in fact, I don't really want to show that on this particular piece of the chart dashboard. The category is also already listed, so it's a little bit more disruptive. It pops up and gets confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, if I can find it, figure out which one it is, historical averages, under Tooltips, and uncheck that. So now when I come back to my dashboard, the tooltips are off. Now, as you can see, imagine you have a couple of dashboards and you have different elements, this down below here can get quite messy. What you can do is, I'm going to go over, we'll go here. Right click on the dashboard name, hide all sheets. So now all the sheets that were supporting this dashboard are now hidden. And so now you can decide, are these worksheets ones I really need, or can I get rid of them? The other thing that's very helpful, so to show them, right click, unhide all worksheets, is you can clicking shift, selecting the dashboard and the worksheet, then right click the highlighted items, color, and you can assign a color to it. So now it's easy to see, at least for me, it's been easy to see, okay, this dashboard is populated by these worksheets. I find that helpful. Another little thing that you can do, if you see an element that you want to go to, your workbook might have multiple tabs, it might be hidden. See this item here? Just to the right of the name, go to that sheet, it goes to that sheet, jumps right to it. So that's something that's helpful as well. So there's a couple things there. Hope you found them useful, and you're well on your way to becoming a visualization master. Thanks for watching.